it's crazy when you think about the fact that every one of us are going to be dying here in a couple decades. We're going to be out, man. We're on to the next thing. It's crazy to think about death like that. Like, if there is going to be a consciousness some other time, maybe you just wake up like that. Maybe you just wake up, boom, you're coming out of some alien vagina, and you're just out into this new world, taking everything in. But you know, as we live in this time, I can guarantee you guys, you're gonna experience some awesome things. You're gonna pretty much get a lot of the things done that you want to get done, and accomplishments, if you keep going. And that's the thing. Let's talk about that, because you're going to probably fall in love. You're gonna meet a girl, fall deeply in love. But you know what? You'll probably get heartbroken, and you have to experience it. But you'll fall in love again. You'll go in a good relationship. You guys will get an apartment together. Eventually, you get a house. Then you'll probably have a family, and you have this little shithead of a kid running around. And then you'll love him to death. And then he'll get older, and you'll experience all that with your beautiful wife, and you'll watch as she gets older. And you will go on amazing adventures. And you'll have extravagant dinners. And you will climb a mountain. You'll go on amazing roller coasters. And you'll see the world. You'll probably buy a nice house. And maybe you'll start a business, and the business will take off slowly. And it was a struggle, and it was a grind, and it takes off. And then before you know it, you have extra money. Before you know it, you have more friends. Or maybe you have great friends. You'll meet amazing people. Or maybe you'll climb the ladder of your job, and you'll be at the top of your career, and life will be grand, but only for a little bit. And then what we run into is the fact that happiness isn't this destination. It's not a place that you arrive and then you're there. There's no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. It ends, and soon it's filled. And the question then is, well, what else do I do? What else can I fix up? And we know this because there's people that have it all. Movie stars, singers, people with a lot of money. They have the best house, the cool wife, the family. And yet they're divorcing, and they're finding things to argue about, and they're not happy. And so we know that it's not some place that you just get. And so, well, that tells us that it's through the solving of the problems and the overcoming of the hardships. And the struggle is where you find the resolve to keep going, and you're rewarded. That's how it is in our psychology. All right, so don't get it screwed up. But if you're going to take up this path, if you're going to play the game, you got to love the game. And I want you guys to realize you got to guard against apathy. Apathy is a feeling of indifference. Apathy is no feeling at all. Maybe if you think about a previous relationship that you were in, and now it's 2 years later, and you look back on that with indifference. You don't really care. You don't really feel love. You don't feel hate. You don't feel anything. Who cares? If you let that happen to you in life, it's the very opposite of seduction. It doesn't allow you to find beauty in life. It doesn't allow you to approach that morning when you wake up on an early Saturday morning and you have a day off and there's sun shining through the window. It doesn't let you recognize that. It doesn't let you it doesn't do anything to you anymore. Apathy for life. You give up. Fuck this shit. Right? There's different levels, I believe, of that. There's just apathy, and there's fucking, let's end this shit. I can't take it anymore. And I believe that you have to be seduced. And I love how Zan Perrion put it in his book, The Alabaster Girl. He says, I seduce women so that they can seduce me. So that I can be seduced by women. I love that. I love that because, many of us are going through the day and we look at all our fuck-ups and the failures, and we don't We're not in love with the game. We're not seduced. And so what do? We get down on ourselves. Woe is me. We take unconscious pity of our circumstances, of our situations. We make everything more unnecessary than it needs to be. I'll tell you what, like the video from yesterday, being energized is a key into making life. It's like how it should be. You should be energized, but it's all perspective. Who's to say what's good or bad? But if you're low energy, you're going to make a mountain out of a molehill. Small, minuscule tasks become overwhelming. They seem very difficult. Life's not as fun. So with energy, anything can be accomplished. With determination. I think that as I read through one of my favorite books, The Name of the Wind, that book gave me an idea of what it means to be seduced. The story in itself, and by me reading those words and the poetry within the story. Think about a poet is someone that is seduced by words. And he loves picking up the words and putting them together and forming something. Or the writer and how he uses words. And so I think there's many ways. When I look at this yo-yo, I see a unlimited, boundless amount of possibility for creation that I can do with this. And I think that you guys have something like that in your life. Maybe it's simply learning how to play a better hand of poker with your friends. Maybe that intrigues you. You question different things. What else can I learn? What else can I know? Who else can I meet? See, all these questions get me excited for life because that's what life is about. If you're not intrigued, if you're not curious, then why not just end it? Why not be apathetic? And so in order to be seduced, you gotta want to seduce life. You want to figure it out. You want to fall in love with it. Because there's going to be problems and they're going to need you. And you got to be willing to step up and to say, hey, here I am. Come and get it. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.